They can't afford to get dug into a game of attrition here. And principally, they probably have to be ahead with a bit to go in this game, given the nature of those fresh legs that are going to come on the forwards for South Africa.
I think you're right, but at the same time, you can't avoid it. The pitch is 70 metres wide, it's 100 metres long, so you can't go out and hope you'll avoid it. So I think what Ireland will try to do, like I was at the autumn game in Dublin, I was taken aback after about 20 minutes of that fixture. I have never seen a more physically violent game. It was the most violent game I've ever seen, definitely. And I was thinking how the Irish players survived to half time without just, collapsing. They did survive and they did excel and they did figure out a way of winning that match ultimately in the end, which is huge. I think South Africa are bigger and they're bolder and they're more athletic now than they were then. But Ireland didn't go out to avoid the damage. They went out to kind of, in a way, use a South African strength against themselves. And looking at how Tonga played against Ireland, one of the key differences I felt was the unity of effort between Ireland, the systems, the framework, the ease with which the ball carrier has options to manipulate defences. And Tonga, when they were in possession, brilliant athletes, brilliant skills, but lacking that unity of effort. Now, we know what Springboks, their version of that is. But I was drawn to the two tries that Ireland scored against Tonga. The first one when James Lowe scored off a set piece, and how close Bundy Aki was to kind of tricking or sitting the defence. And about 6 minutes later, this was on the 60th minute or so, about 6 minutes later, the roles reversed. Bundy Aki scored and James Lowe ran a brilliant line. And at the point of time of receiving the ball, Bundy Aki, like all the plaudits afterwards, you do brilliant and you run a great line. But the line that James Lowe ran behind him just totally transfixed the defence. And I think Ireland have a huge advantage. The ability, and that's why I wouldn't go messing with the subs on the bench, because there's years has gone into the unity of effort, the understanding, the decision making, the passing to the guy beside you or behind you or to the right of you. Those things at the level they're playing. And to follow on what Rory was saying, Quagga Smith is a back rower. If he finds himself isolated in the midfield as a back, boy, I feel for him, because if Ireland have their systems in play at that stage, it's going to be a bloody tough time for him, because you cannot transition from one place to another in that way in the middle of a test game, no matter how much training you've done in it, So I think Ireland won't avoid, because they can't, the physicality, but I think they'll use that physicality to try and manipulate space, to create indecisions in the Springboks. And I don't think the Springboks have played against a side that would be able to do that. Now, clash of cultures, will Ireland be able to impose on South Africa? The weekend will tell.